You don't always fail because you're not good enough. Sometimes you fail because you never really start. You keep thinking, planning, preparing, waiting for the right time. And at first, that feels reasonable. But after a while, it turns into something else. It turns into delay. And if I'm honest, I've done this a lot in my own life. If I look at my life honestly, I can say I have one big achievement. I got into college with a very high national exam ranking in my country. And of course, that matters to me. But after that, if you look at my life, what you mostly see are smaller achievements. A decent CV, better social skills than before, a mind I respect more than I used to. And those things do matter. But I also know I haven't built many big results through staying consistent with one thing for a long time. For years, I thought the reason was simple. I thought I just got bored too quickly. I thought I was just the kind of person who starts strong and then loses interest. But over time, I realized that wasn't the full story. The bigger problem was that I spent too much time analyzing things before even trying them. And for a long time, I didn't really see that as a problem. I just thought that was my personality. But with time, studying psychology, getting a lot of feedback, and also going to therapy, I started to understand something. A big part of what I called high standards was actually avoidance. Not all of it, obviously, but enough of it to keep me stuck. YouTube became the clearest example of this. For 1 year, I wanted to start a channel. I talked about it with my friends. I talked about it with my girlfriend. I thought about niches, formats, long-term plans, what kind of creator I should be. I spent a lot of time thinking about it, but I didn't upload anything. And that's the weird part. Thinking about doing something for that long can make you feel like you're already moving, but you're not. You are just spending a lot of time around the idea of action without actually taking any. I even opened multiple channels during that year and still posted nothing. After some point, that started to frustrate me because I knew my problem wasn't lack of information. It wasn't that I needed one more plan or one more insight. The real problem was that I was more comfortable thinking about doing it than actually doing it. And eventually I got tired of that. So I made a decision. I stopped caring so much about whether my English was perfect enough. I stopped trying to find the ideal channel idea. I just made one quickly and uploaded it. And yes, it was uncomfortable. My English was clearly not perfect, the quality was low, I felt a little embarrassed, but for the first time in a year, I was finally doing the actual thing instead of just thinking about it. And even after only 4 videos, I'm genuinely glad I started. One thing this made very clear to me is that action often comes before motivation, not after. A lot of people wait to feel ready. They wait to feel confident, clear, inspired, but very often those feelings come after you begin. Because action gives your brain evidence. It shows you that the thing is manageable. It shows you that embarrassment is survivable. It shows you that imperfect work can still be progress. When you stay in your head too long, everything starts to feel bigger than it really is. The task feels heavier. The risk feels more dramatic. But once you actually do something, reality usually becomes much more manageable. That doesn't mean planning is useless. Planning matters, but there's a point where planning stops helping and starts becoming a way to avoid discomfort. And I think a lot of people don't notice when that shift happens. I remember the first comment I got on this channel. I was working at my part-time waiter job when I saw the notification on my phone, and it felt surprisingly good. Not because it made me successful, not because it proved I was amazing, just because it was real. That day we had around 4 empty hours at the restaurant, other people were sitting and resting, and I was just walking around thinking about what I could do next. Because before that comment, I had so many thoughts like, what am I doing? This makes no sense. No one cares. Why should I even make another video? But that one small response changed something. Not in some huge dramatic way, it just gave me something real that overthinking could never give me. Evidence. That's the difference. Thinking about doing something gives you imagination. Doing it gives you feedback. And feedback, even when it's small, is what helps you move forward. Maybe this channel will go somewhere. Maybe it won't. Maybe after 1 or 2 months I'll decide YouTube is not for me. But even then, this still matters because at least I'll be able to say I actually tried it. And I really believe this now. Some of the biggest failures in life are not failing after you try. They are the things you never really gave a chance. I think a lot of us already know this logically, but knowing it in theory and actually feeling it in your life are very different things, I guess. Starting this channel made that difference much more real to me. So if there's something you've been overthinking for too long, a channel, a plan, a project, a skill, a decision, maybe the answer is not more thinking. Maybe the answer is to start before you feel fully ready. Not perfectly, not confidently, just honestly. Because the life you want usually doesn't come from thinking about it forever. It comes from getting into motion.